Ho, ho, ho! What up, y'all? I'm Christopher Markland, and welcome to my review of episode 10 of the dating reality show Ready to Love on the OWN network. Episode 10, aka the season finale. They have two other shows coming up, but those are like the reunion shows. But before we get started, y'all, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and let's get into it.
We're not going to not be ladies. This journey is about class. This is classy.
Absolutely.
Okay?
And we're not gonna let these men get us out of any type of character.
Oh, for sure.
We're not gonna do that.
I'm not fighting for a joke.
Right.
Like London, really?
We good.
Boy, the journey for a lot of people definitely started out classy, but it turned and devolved into something bad real quick. Now, me personally, I've never really, somebody taking you out of your character. You are who you are to begin with. And a character is just like a character on a TV show. That's when you're pretending to be somebody that you're not. So if somebody can take you out your character, what you're really saying is that they're really making you show the real person. In other words, you're not able to keep up with that front, and that's why be who you are, be genuine, and just let the chips fall where they may.
I'm not gonna embark on this journey moving forward. I'm pulling out.
Why?
Because I don't want to be standing next to clowns.
Who are clowns?
Okay, so we talked about this in the last episode. If Alexis made the decision to move forward with Brent, right, she should be jumping for joy that she dodged a bullet with London. Because if London was all of these things that she's saying that he is, she should be like, whoa, that was a close one. I could have, been with that dude instead of being with Brent. She wants to be with Brent, so there shouldn't be any problem. But instead, what you see her doing is dropping insults and calling people clowns and stuff, and also threatening to drop out of the competition. Don't make any sense.
Why are you so worried and upset? If your connection is so true with Brent, that should be your focus. But no, your focus is London and I. You probably dropped Brent's name one time, but you dropped London's name 22 times.
Yo, gotta say, man, that's an excellent question that Divine asked. Why is she so caught up with London? If London is this no good dude and he ain't this and he ain't that, why is she checking for London and be like, yo, London's this, London's that? I mean, you should be happy. You're with Brent. Actually, London is none of your concern anymore, so you ain't got to worry about that. But instead, what Alexis is doing is basically scorched earth. She's just going to destroy everybody. You know the old saying, man, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And God darn, Alexis is going at it.
Did he tell you that we kissed after dinner? We kissed. The dinner with Tommy, we pulled up at Siva's. I locked my keys in the car. He paid to have a tow. Did he tell you that?
He paid for your towing? I mean,
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, I locked my keys in the car. Actually, on my way to see Brent. And he said, don't go see Brent, stay with me. And at one point, he just pulled me in, and next thing you know, we were kissing.
Okay, now, if that did happen like she said, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, what difference does it make? Think about it. Divine kissed Brent, and now Alexis is about to be with Brent, so I don't get it. Now, I understand what she's saying, that, she's trying to say that London was slimy for coming at her like that. But what difference does it make? Now, one thing I do have to say is that Divine is, like London said, ride or die. I mean, everything that Alexis is trying to throw at her, because right now Alexis is just trying to throw anything she can at the wall and hope that something sticks. London's this, London's that, whatever the case may be. But Divine is like, all right, whatever, you the problem. And every time, Alexis tries to throw something at her, Divine is hitting her, which is causing Alexis to be even that much more frustrated because you can see that the attacks aren't working.
So if he's such this awful dude, why did you kiss him?
I wanted to see if there was something there.
But why would you want to see if there's something there with this awful dude?
I'm good on him. He's a terrible kisser.
But why would you? Why would you say?
He has a big belly. He doesn't take care of his.
You was feeling that belly and all of it.
Now, you know what? I will say that Alexis is consistent on that because she said the same thing with Carrie. Remember when Carrie and she and Carrie had that kiss? Now, that kiss was a weird situation because remember, I think it was Carrie's ex was saying for them two to kiss. That was a whole nother story. But Alexis is consistent with that. Now, Alexis is doing the same thing that dudes do whenever they get rejected. I'm sure if ladies out there, if y'all are familiar with this, let me know if this has happened to you in the comment section. A dude wants to holler at you. He's like, yo, beautiful, you all kinds of the queens and the goddesses and, you everything perfect. But the minute you reject her, some dudes will be like, yo, you's a fat, ugly bee and all this other stuff, right? Alexis is doing the same thing. It was all well and good when there was that mutual attraction between London and Alexis. But the minute that, London went in a different direction, that's when he becomes fat. He don't take care of himself. He is a liar, all kinds of negative stuff. So Alexis is displaying that same trait when she's being rejected.
You're bitter and you're hurt, and it's so obvious.
Girl, please.
You stuck your tongue in a man's mouth that you talk about, and he still didn't choose you at the end of the day. Because you put your tongue in a man's mouth, and he still gave you his ass to kiss.
Girl, please.
That's why you're in your feelings.
All right, ladies.
Divine's right. I believe Alexis is hurt. When she was pursuing London, London was pursuing her, even though London was, divided between Alexis and Divine. It was one thing. But the minute that London, made his decision, when the writing was on the wall, that's when all hell broke loose when it came to Alexis. That's when she just started blazing, just letting off shots on Divine, on London, London's character, all kinds of things. So, it's like she's hurt. That's one thing. But then on top of that, everything that she's trying to get Divine to be hurt as because of London, just like she is. But every time she's throwing an attack at Divine, Divine is like, she's just moving out the way, and it's the attacks aren't impacting her the way that Alexis wants them to, and that just makes her even that much more frustrated, and even more upset with how she's feeling regarding London and Divine being together.
Alexis.
Yes.
Do you still have feelings for London?
No. Like I said, I was looking in the wrong direction this whole time. Brent has been very forthcoming with, I don't see anyone else. All I see is you. And that works for me.
At this point, she doesn't have any feelings for London. I've said from jump that Alexis knows how to play the game, and she plays to win. However, with London choosing Divine, that basically left Alexis with two choices. Either she had to get with Brent or she had to self-eliminate. And Alexis didn't play the game to lose, and then to lose in this public manner, meaning all of the other women can see it and all the other dudes can see it. So now, she has basically to go out with a blaze of glory, which is what she's doing by coming at London the way that she is.
I can't argue with all the emotions that are flying around this room. And at the end of the day, any couple that makes it through a process like this, you gotta be pretty damn strong. That means 4 final couples instead of 3.
That's a pretty interesting twist. At first it was 3 couples, but now that they're saying it's 4, that means that everyone is paired up with somebody, and that means that they're able to make the connections or keep the connections with the person that they ended up with. That's a pretty cool twist. Now, will those connections last? That's a whole different ball game, and we're going to talk about that.
There were some things said that were, disturbing and shocking. We need to address what was said. I'm not going to be looking crazy in these streets, for nobody.
We may not be on a reality show, but with social media, especially Facebook and, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, a lot of people put their business out there. Every damn aspect of their dating lives. Y'all know everything that they did. So with that, the last thing that you want is, if the whole world is basically watching your relationship, the last thing you want is for your partner to make you look stupid. And that's exactly what Divine is talking about. You don't want your partner to be out there just moving reckless and you at home thinking that everything's all hunky-dory. Then you look on Facebook and you see them posted up with somebody. That ain't a good look at all. So I like how Divine handled that. Instead of going off on Alexis and, true enough, Divine, she handled her business. I mean, she held her own, when they were in the back and forth between her and Alexis. But instead of going off on Alexis and saying, whatever regarding London, she instead waited and is bringing it up with London in a one-on-one between him and her, which is what it should be. Everybody else shouldn't be in your business. Think about it. Shima did the exact same thing when Tandi and Darren or whatever. She didn't go off on Tandi. She went, had that conversation with Darren. didn't really amount to nothing, but at least she had the conversation.
Alexis, she locked her keys in her car or something and had to call a tow truck, and you paid for it, and that you asked her for a kiss and y'all kissed.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. My instincts are saying something happened. I don't know about a kiss, but something happened between them two. They kind of hinted at it when they were doing the previews for the reality show. I mean, for the recap show, the reunion show, excuse me. So we're going to see, but there's just something, I don't know. I don't think it was a full-blown, I don't know. Something happened, but...
I was baffled. I was appalled. I don't know who Alexis is. A legend that I kissed you? Haven't you moved on? I've moved on.
I too am baffled, dare I say aghast. I am completely flummoxed with this entire situation. It's left me flabbergasted. I just don't understand why she's acting that way. It's preposterous.
The other thing, she said you called her to try to convince her that you never said that I was your number one or we had a strongest connection. And you called me on a three-way and told her to be quiet.
What?
Yeah. So was I ever on a three-way?
No.
Okay.
This is just too much. It's almost like she lives in her own world. My biggest thing is, why is everybody concerned about our relationship?
That was my
our
question.
connection?
God, man, just listening to all that made my head hurt. Look, if you got to go through all them shenanigans like three-way calls or pretending to be somebody else on Facebook or, creating a whole new profile or having one of your girls send a dude a message to try and trap him. And man, if you got to go through all that, man, the relationship's over. Y'all don't trust each other anyway. You damn sure don't trust your partner. So it's a wrap. Just let that thing go.
We came here to find love, to find a connection. So I don't understand bitter people. I don't understand hatred. I'm rooting for everybody.
Me too. Same here. Same here.
She must not like Brent.
Yeah, I definitely want all of those couples to win. I think that they have some hurdles in front of them that's going to make it really difficult. But at the end of the day, I want them to win. Now, I got to agree with London on that one as well. I think that, maybe she doesn't like Brent as much as she claims to. I think that it's more of a situation of, anyway, I really don't think that it's as solid as she's making it out to be, she being Alexis, because every time instead of in a situation where she could be talking about Brent and the positives that deal with him, instead she defaults and starts talking about London and either he ain't this or he ain't that, or it's never Brent is good, it's always London ain't nothing.
When you're in relationships, you're going to go through things. People are going to create doubt. There's going to be some uncertainty. It all depends on how you communicate and how you work it out.
Well, I appreciate you having my back.
It's all good.
For real.
It's all good.
Let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Did you lock your keys in the car?
Man, once again, you got to respect Divine. Just for her bringing the situation to London. She brought it maturely. She brought it, honestly. She didn't sugarcoat or, try and come at it passive aggressively. She's like, hey, this is what I heard. And then also on the flip side, big up to London for saying, yo, that's not what it is. And also reassuring Divine that, hey, regardless of, what you may have heard, this is what it really is. And, that's just real mature for both of them.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Today, I'm introducing Alexis to my family. And the most important woman in my life is my mother.
Well, hello.
Hi, Alexis. This is my mother.
Hi, Mom. How are you?
I am doing so nice to meet
Likewise.
you. I am too.
This is my aunt.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good.
So this week they're going to be meeting, they being the partner, whatever, they're going to be meeting that person, the other person's families. Like in the past, they've met their exes and so forth. This week, for instance, Alexis is going to be meeting Brent's family. And Brent looked just like his mama, by the way. But anyway, that's going to be what they're going to be doing this week.
I heard about this cabin trip. Tell me about the cabin trip.
The tables turned for many of us.
Oh, yeah.
I know that it turned for me.
Okay.
I had another connection. And this other guy who I thought was like, all of that and then some, he did not perform. He underperformed. He wasn't paying attention.
The bubble busted.
The bubble, yeah, that bubble. Someone went pop.
Of all the ways to answer that question, instead of using that as an opportunity to say like, hey, you know what? Brent stepped up and he told me exactly how he was feeling about me and I really appreciated that. And, once he did that, it allowed me to see him differently. And, that's how we connected and so forth. Instead of answering the question that way, she talks about the other guy and how he didn't step up and how the bubbles burst and all that. Once again, instead of using the opportunity to talk about Brent and her connection to him, she always seems to be talking about London and the demise of the connection with him.
That's the right there. My mom is a big personality.
Hey, son, good to see you. So handsome and pretty.
Brent was definitely chosen because things didn't work out between Alexis and London. It's one of those situations where, like I said, Alexis played the game to win. And once things were going a certain way and she saw that London and Divine were moving forward, then her default was Brent. And Brent was initially basically a ploy to make London jealous. That didn't necessarily work out, obviously, and now we are where we are. So basically, it's one of those things where Alexis is with Brent, not because of what Brent did, but because of what London didn't.
Hey, son, good to see you. So handsome and pretty.
Only a mama can embarrass her son like that. Handsome and pretty. Well, I feel your pain, Mario.
He wasn't lying. You is bad.
That's my cousin, Jackie.
Hi.
Nice meeting you.
Excuse me, pleasure to meet you.
And that's my mother.
Hi, Mama.
Yeah.
She right, you
Yeah.
bad. I like your hair. You look gorgeous, all of you.
Man, there are some attractive black people on that show. Like I said, Tondi is bad. She bringing that heat. But also it shows that, for Mario's daughter to say that means that he's been talking about her. And there's nothing like being proud, and I use that word loosely, being, proud to know that you got an attractive partner. Ladies, whether your dude is all swole up or whatever you consider to be attractive, or, on the flip side, whatever, as a guy, you feel that, your partner is attractive as well. So I definitely like the fact that Mario is talking about Tondi. He's telling people that, yo, I got a bad one, and it shows in his reaction. Every time he sees her, he's like, oh, okay, you gotta love that.
You like my boy?
Let me get you.
Yes, I do.
So you looking for a husband?
I'm really looking for companionship.
Looking for
I'm looking for it. I want to get married eventually.
Okay. Have you ever been married before?
Never been married. You know how women, say yes just to say they're married? I just don't do that.
So you're not a yes girl?
No.
Are you submissive?
Tondi can't even put the imprint in the seat. My mom and my cousin just went in with the questions. I let it go on for a minute because I just wanted to see how Tondi would handle it under pressure.
I'm sure that was a lot of reality show editing where it looks like the questions were being asked back to back. However, when that was happening to Mario, y'all remember when Mario met Reva's friends and they were just going in on him to the point that he became irritated with one of the young ladies that was asking him a question. So now that the tables are turned, if you will, and Tondi's the one getting grilled, Mario's like, hey, I just want to see how she handles herself. Nah, bro. If you don't like something being done to you, then don't stand back when it's happening to somebody else that you claim to care about. Now, obviously, Tondi can hold her own. She ain't no pushover. But at the same time, it's up to him, I think, to step in and be like, now, hold on, mama, that kind of thing. And I know this is mama. He can't go too hard on her. But as the man at the table, he should at least be able to set the tone and be like, yo, y'all back up a little bit.
But this is how I feel about submissive. I think each person should submit to each other.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, that ain't what the Bible says.
Nah.
I'm not even going to touch what the Bible says about submitting. However, I agree with Tandy. If each of them, both Mario submits to Tandy and Tandy submits to Mario, if they operate from that position and they're coming at the relationship from a position of love and wanting to make sure that the other is happy, or if they're concerned with their partner's happiness, then they're gonna be okay. Simple as that.
Ask my family, am I controlling?
Yeah, is he controlling?
Hold up, Mario. Did you tell her to ask a question about you being controlling? This man basically said, ask my family if I'm controlling. Bruh, that's kind of controlling. Anyway, I think that him wanting that out there goes all the way back to when Tandy met his ex. Y'all remember the whole blue nail polish thing and all that? And I think that he was trying to use that as an opportunity to show Tandy that, no, I'm not really controlling or anything like that. And I don't think he is. I think that he's basically saying that, hey, my family knows me better than anybody else, better than any ex in my past. And I think that he was just trying to reassure Tandy that he wasn't controlling or as controlling as his ex made him out to be. So he asked the question in a controlling way to make...
He controls his life, his home. So I wouldn't use the term controlling to describe him, but I would say that he's very firm, direct, and blunt.
Have you seen that dark side of him? Where he getting mean and, and be yelling.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man, yeah.
There, Mario. Based on the answer that your mom and your cousin gave, I don't think that turned out the way he really wanted to. He got it out there though, but I don't think it really went the way he saw it playing out.
Oh, these dark sides.
What's the worst thing you ever done?
Spray paint somebody's car.
Oh my God. Wow. Whoa. You may fit in after all.
Ladies, y'all can't be damaging them cars out there, man. Like Prince said, you can smash up my ride. Well, maybe not the ride. You can't be tearing up our cars, y'all. Don't do that. All right, ladies, let me know. What's the worst thing you've done to your ex? And hopefully he's an ex, because Lord knows if y'all still together, God help his soul. But anyway, what's the craziest thing that you've ever done? Put in the comment section below. If the statute of limitations has run out. If you did something yesterday, don't be putting, I tore his car up, license plate number such and such. Don't do all that, all right? And please use some fake names if you're going to throw some names out there. But I'm really curious, though. Let me know.
So after Alexis poked at my character, I think it's very important for Devon to meet my parents. So it's important that she understands where I come from, why I do what I do, and why I act the way that I act.
Good or bad, our parents are usually the blueprint that we follow when it comes to, a good relationship. Whether if your parents were divorced or whatever, then, you tend to kind of be very careful when it comes to relationships. And just the opposite. If you come from an environment where you see a strong two-parent household, whatever, they say that usually lends the best when it comes to emulating that in your relationships. If it's true, but for the most part it is.
Like I said, these two people right here put up with me through everything, and that's important to me. And Devon's put up with me through a lot.
Man, listen.
A lot.
But it's worth it. It was worth it, to get to this point. And, I rode with him from the beginning. I've had his back when his character was questioned. I put my boxing gloves and I fought for my boo. Like, oh no, he's a good dude. You know what I mean?
Good.
London did say that Devon smelled like loyalty and honesty. Obviously, loyalty is something that's important to him because, that he said that several times that, throughout everything that they went through with the journey and the triangle, meaning Devon, London, and Alexis, Devon has stuck with him through all of that BS. And that is very important to him that, to know that she'll be there for him.
London wants kids, and I told him I can pop one out for him. Hey, kids are blessings. I feel excited about seeing what happens with our future.
This was a little bit confusing to me. There was a point where London and Alexis were having a conversation, and Alexis was like, she brought up kids, and London was like, wait a minute, man, you didn't even tell me that you wanted kids. And at the time, I was like, well, Darren, are they having, though, what kind of conversations are they having? Because from Alexis's perspective, from what they've shown on the show, she is very, having kids is very important to her. She even mentions that with Brent's mother when the question of children was brought up. So listening to Divine and London's parents and London talking, it sounds like they've had that conversation. So it's like, was London saying he wanted kids just to Divine but not to Alexis? And what, is like, what did that conversation look like? What were they talking about when they were talking about having, and something as important as having kids?
Where you get it from? I am too. How you doing? Okay.
Fine. How you doing there?
My mother looking at him like she trying to date him. Dang.
I'm checking him out.
Okay.
You cannot help but like Mario and Tandi's energy. Not only do they look good together, but their personalities mesh very well with each other. Meaning, Mario's a little bit more reserved, where Tandi's just that big ball of energy. They really look good together.
Like this.
Hold up. Hold up. Was that damn squirrel eating a chicken bone? Y'all look. Yeah, man. That damn chick. Only in Atlanta, I believe, can you see a squirrel eating a chicken bone. And I bet you it was some lemon pepper wet hot wings from, I bet it was.
They've each set a time and place to meet face to face. There they will decide if the person that's standing across from them is the real love they came here looking for. Each of them knows that if they show up today, they've decided to have a future together. But if either of them doesn't show, that means it wasn't meant to be. We're about to find out if our final couples are truly ready to love.
So that's how they're doing the final decisions. Basically, even though the couples have connected to this point, now how they have it is basically, are they going to meet each other? If they meet up, then it's a connection. If they don't, then I guess they walk away with a consolation prize. I don't know. But I like how they set it up, though. I like that. It's kind of cool.
Ultimately, I chose one guy because he makes me feel like a woman. He makes me feel beautiful. I've never had to guess how he felt about me. But are we really ready to commit? We're here today to talk about that.
It's like every time Alexis talks about Brent, she references London either by name or, kind of low-key subliminal. I get it. London went a different route, but if you're focused on Brent, focus on Brent. Don't be bringing up London. Just worry about your future. Don't be looking back at your past.
It's been a hell of a journey.
Mm-hmm.
I went through hurricanes, tornadoes, thunderstorms, snowstorms, desert storm, you name it, to get here.
I never knew what was going to happen, and I really tried to divide my time, between two women. I kind of knew in the back of my head where my heart really was. So beyond all the drama, all the haters, we're here.
It's kind of good to see London and Divine. They had a connection from jump, basically, now that I think about it. Well, I know Divine was checking out London from the very first episode. In fact, remember when she told Chica to go play interference to kind of break up Alexis and Divine, and that was on the very first episode. So Divine has, basically been focused on London, and it's kind of cool to see it work out and them being together at the end.
For us to have gone through this ordeal with my dad having a heart attack and for you to be there and support me, I think that has really helped to build a stronger foundation. It just shows that, when some real stuff hits the fan, this is the kind of lady you're going to be.
It's really good to hear that Darren's dad is recovering. He had the heart attack, so it's kind of very good, actually, that, he's on the road to recovery, like Darren said. Also, for Darren, knowing that Ashima stuck with him while he was going, he had to go back up to, I believe it was Detroit, to be with his dad. And you can tell based on the conversation that they had that they being Alexis and Darren, were communicating, they were talking, and she was supporting him while he was, going, through that with his father. So that didn't help but do anything but make them closer together and make them a stronger couple in the process.
But I definitely found somebody that I can love.
Oh, yeah?
I really look forward to getting to know London a little bit more on a deeper and intimate level, because this could be the one. I am hoping with everything in my heart that we make it. That's all I can hope for.
London and Divine, they should do okay if they stay focused. Their personalities, they both goofy as all get out, silly as, just silly. I think Divine may have a sillier personality by just a little bit more than London, but they also know how to get serious. So if they stay focused on each other, I think them two should be okay.
Please call back, and if you don't call me, man, I'ma fall back.
How you doing?
How are you, baby?
Good to see you.
Brent shows up, and he shows up with a rose. Chivalry is such a big deal to me. I'm a hopeless romantic. I love flowers, so I'm excited to see him.
Man, they ramped up the drama as if, will Brent show up? Will he not? Man, you knew that dude was going to show up. I don't think there was any doubt. There was a little doubt because there were some points where he was like, he felt that he was basically her default choice, which he was. But, when he did show up, they talked for a little bit, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't really see that one lasting too long. I'm glad that they did end up together. It's gonna take a lot of work, I believe, and we're gonna talk about that one on another video that I'm gonna do. I'll tell you all about it at the end.
I appreciate you opening up my mind and my heart again, because it was a little closed. And I can possibly work with the dogs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can deal with Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
Compromise.
Compromise is a thing.
Right.
It is a real thing.
Compromising is a part of any healthy, mature relationship. You don't always get things your way. All right. There's always going to be give, always going to be take. From what I've seen between Darren and Ashima is that Ashima is always giving and Darren not so much. Now, obviously, once again, that's that reality show editing. They want us to see what they want us to see. But even when it came to Darren working with his ex and having the contract that they were negotiating, to Darren and his dogs, to Darren and Tandy and them going out together, Darren has stood his ground, or where this is his position, and Ashima has always either come to his position or, they moved, he never came to her. It's always her coming to him. It's always her compromising. So if they don't adjust that doesn't bode very well for them. So it's a wrap for season 2 of Ready to Love. We started out with 20 individuals and ended up with 3 couples. Wait a minute. That's right. They changed it to 4 couples. That's right. We ended up with 4 couples. I had London ending up with Alexis, Mario with Tandy, and Brent with Divine. I didn't call Darren and Ashima because didn't know they were going to do 4 couples. So I only have 1 out of 4 or 1 out of 3, 33%. Yeah. Guess next season, if they do another season, I'm going to try to have a better record than I did this season. So how did y'all end up? Did you call any of those couples? Did you see them making it, the ones that did make it, did you see them making it to the end? If you didn't, who did you see? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know how you saw things ending up. So next week is part 1 of the 2-part reunion show. That's going to be pretty damn... it's going to be serious based on what we're seeing on the previews. You can see they already started with the fussing and the cussing, so it's going to be some reality show drama for real. So definitely make sure you follow me on Twitter. You see the link there at author_Chris M. I do live tweet throughout the show, so haven't been able to hit the last couple episodes though. Y'all know it's that Christmas season. Y'all see what it is. Hold on. It's that Christmas time of year, so between Christmas parties and just stuff with the family, I have not been able to live tweet during the show, but I definitely read the comments, the other ones that y'all are posting about it. So use that hashtag Ready to Love, and also Make sure you subscribe to my channel and also hit the bell notification so that way you'll get the videos that I drop. I always drop something new at least once a week. Starting 2020 back in the new year, we will be doing the Markland Mondays conversations on Facebook. So just make sure that you check out those videos. Make sure you make sure you like the video, leave a comment below. Also, what I'm going to do after the reunion show, I'm going to recap each couple's journey from start to finish. All right. So make sure you tune into those videos. Like I said, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And next week is Christmas, y'all. I know we got the episode this week, but y'all have a great rest of the week. And as always, see y'all next week. Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.